Hey, what's up guys, it's that Indian kid, and these are a pair of $3 earphones, which means 300 rupees, which means 2-something euros. I bought them 2 years ago from a shop just across the main street, and they still work like a charm. I use these almost every time when I'm working on my laptop. They're good. You could buy these things from Apple for about 15,000 rupees, or $200, or 170 euros. Oh, except you wouldn't get the wire with them, so an extra $13 for that. Have you ever wondered, what are these plasticky thingies we call earphones? How are they able to trap the voices of your favorite artists and pause them on command? Where did they originate? What is this wizardry? In this video, we are going to answer exactly that. Earphones are a surprisingly simple piece of technology. On a very fundamental level, an earphone is a loop of wire with electricity running through it. The electric current in the loop then runs through a permanent magnet, which then pushes the air around it. As a result, that pushing of air is the music we hear. I left out a lot of the details, but in a nutshell, it really is that simple. In the case of a pair of wireless earphones, the process is the same, except it's drawing electricity from an inbuilt rechargeable battery. Long before Steve Jobs produced white earbuds and Dr. Dre jumped in the market with Beats by Dre, earphones or headphones were not even used to listen to music. The first sign of something remotely close to a pair of headphones made its appearance in the year of 1881, and they were solely used by telephone operators. It was not the most attractive or convenient looking thing either. A single earpiece that rested on the user's shoulder and weighed over 10 pounds, and the user experience was close to holding a Sony boombox on your shoulder. Believe it or not, but the first modern-looking pair of headphones were actually born in someone's kitchen. Nathaniel Baldwin crafted the first pair of modern headphones in the same room where he used to cook his oats. He sold them all to the US Navy. The Navy at that time was specifically looking to upgrade their communications and radio operation equipment. His version of headphones were the closest thing of that of something that you would see today. Quite oddly though, Baldwin never patented them. As a result, corporations hopped onto this opportunity and started creating their own variations and releasing them into the market. Companies like AKG, Cross, and Stax were huge players in the game and were responsible for creating many milestones in the newfound industry. However, it wasn't until the 1980s that headphones necessarily were meant to be carried around carelessly. With the introduction of Sony's Walkman and the MDL-3L2 headphones, the new industry standard was now set. Portability. The 80s created the pop culture look for headphones. All of a sudden, they were being viewed as something you wear around your neck while you skate across the streets of LA, wearing light denims, strong colors, and a ton of hairspray. It wasn't just a gadget which was meant to listen to music now, but more of a style statement. Both the earbud and the in-ear headphones made their way into the 80s, even though they wouldn't reach their peak in popularity until years later one man from California changed everything. The iPod changed up the whole music universe. The minimalist earphones became the status quo amongst people. The white cords dangling from people's pockets all the way up to the ears was a mark of a whole new generation. From the debut in 2001 to today, over 300 million iPods have been sold, all with the accompanying pair of trusty old classic, yet iconic earbuds. And while it may be that companies like Bose and Beats by Dre have made enough contributions to the world of music, Apple has been the most significant among these players, behind making headphones and earphones mainstream. So a company with the same name that of a fruit has been responsible behind revolutionizing a whole industry. But can that possibly justify the amounts of outrageous money that they charge for a pair of miniature hairdryers? In 2015, one of the journalists at TechSpot decided to tear down a pair of Beats Solo HD headphones, which cost $200 when they first hit the market in 2013. From the parts found within, it was estimated that the total materials, cost including production and tooling of individual components for these headphones and their packaging, was just $16.89. Not even 10% of the retail amount. While this bill of materials doesn't tell you about the cost of research and development, labor, shipping, or retailer margins, it still goes to show how inexpensive the actual components in a pair of headphones really are. It's quite astonishing. In case of earphones, there are only a few basic components that help make them. The outer earbud shell, magnet, diaphragm, coil, and earphone cords. Pretty basic. In the case of headphones, they're nothing radically different. They're just a scaled up version of what you find inside earbuds. Maybe add a little PVC, some plastic, some rubber, some artificial leather, and some memory foam to mark some of the significant changes, and there, you have yourself a pair of headphones. Fast forward to the present, nowadays headphones or earphones are not just a bunch of copper wires attached to a coil and magnets. With the introduction of noise cancellation and the eradication of any external wires, things have gotten slightly more complicated than before. Inside these plastic shells are not only the basic circuitry, but a whole different proprietary software, touchpads, its own rechargeable energy source, and the whole complexity of noise cancellation engineering. It's almost incomprehensible how much technology these things can carry. But looking at where the current trend is heading, now the concept of over-the-ear is about to hit obsolescence. Bose, being one of the first corporations to launch their own lineup of bone conduction sound devices, has really given new meaning to the experience of listening to music. Bone conduction is the conduction of sound to the inner ear primarily through the bones of the skull, allowing the hearer to perceive audio content without blocking the ear canal. Which means you can still keep enjoying your music while still having conversations with people and not missing a thing they just said. Not only does it sound straight out of a science fiction film, but it also subtracts the drawbacks of the health problems that over-the-ear headphones cause. The fact that you can actually open your browser right now and order one of these things online as you watch this video in the background is absolutely startling. To sum up, I think we learned a lot about the legacy of earphones and headphones. Although I strongly feel that earphones and headphones are here to stay. No matter how good the technology is, people wouldn't buy it until the person next to them isn't. Regardless, I still would like to know your opinion about bone conduction tech in the comment section below. For me, both earphones and headphones have been an integral part of my growing up, and the fact that some of my best memories are associated with the music that have come out of these devices, I would probably take longer to switch to bone conduction tech. I hope this information was interesting, and I hope that next time when you'd be using your preferred playback device to listen to music, you'd have a better sense of appreciation on how interesting these things are. Once again, this is That Indian Kid signing out. Subscribe and have a wonderful day.